What's going on, y'all? Welcome to my channel. In today's video, I'll be going through 3 hypothetical Jimmy Butler trade scenarios that I could see and want to see happen. But before we get into it, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. The first trade will send Jimmy Butler to the Oklahoma City Thunder. In this trade, the Thunder get Jimmy Butler and Alec Burks, and the Heat get Isaiah Hartenstein, Lou Dort, Ousmane Dieng, AJ Mitchell, a 2025 first-round pick via the Jazz, and a 2030 Thunder first-round pick. You're probably wondering why the Heat do this deal. Well, Pat Riley has been very eager to get Jimmy Butler off this team for quite a while now, and while it's not a perfect package, it's still pretty decent. They get a great defensive center in Isaiah Hartenstein, an elite defensive wing who can stop pretty much any player in the league on any given night, and they get 2 young players with high potential in Ousmane Dieng and AJ Mitchell, and 2 first-round picks. Nobody knows if the Heat are going into a rebuild or just trying to retool when they trade Jimmy Butler, but this trade does both. The Heat would have a starting lineup of Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Lou Dort, Bam Adebayo, and Isaiah Hartenstein, with a bench of Terry Rozier, Jaime Jaquez, AJ Mitchell, Nikola Jovic, Ousmane Dieng, Haywood Highsmith, Kel'el Ware, and Kevin Love. This will give a chance to move Bam to the power forward position, where he is, in my opinion, best suited for his smaller frame when it comes to centers. This will make it extremely tough to score on their defense, and they still have scorers in Tyler Hero, Bam. Hartenstein is more than capable of scoring, Terry Rozier, and Jaime Jaquez. You're also probably wondering why the Thunder do this trade. There are still some doubts on whether the Thunder are legitimate title contenders this season due to their age, and this trade guarantees them as contenders. Jimmy Butler would fit in very well in Oklahoma. Just like the rest of the team, he's an unselfish 20 points a game scorer that plays great and hard defense every night. Trading for Butler might take away some of their depth that they pride themselves on, but it will save Shea from dropping 30 points a game every night and will save his energy for the postseason. The Thunder will keep the same level defensively while also getting better offensively. The Thunder's starters will be Shea, Isaiah Joe, Jimmy Butler, Jalen Williams, and Chet Holmgren when healthy, with Alex Caruso, Cason Wallace, Aaron Wiggins, Jalen Williams, and Alec Burks coming off the bench. This team would be pretty much unstoppable and would make for a fantastic...
Now this is just a great move. Watch the quickness here. And then on the elevation, he's up over the top.
The next trade is with a team that is being rumored to have interest in trading for him. It's the Golden State Warriors. In this trade, the Heat get Andrew Wiggins, Kyle Anderson, Moses Moody, Braden Podziemski, a 2027 and a 2029 Warriors first-round pick, and the Warriors get Jimmy Butler. The Warriors are a good team with lots of depth, but they don't have the talent to win the championship over teams like the Celtics and the Thunder. But if they're able to land someone like Jimmy Butler, I couldn't guarantee it'd be a legitimate title contender, but they sure would skyrocket up the championship odds. Jimmy Butler would be a great fit on the Warriors. He's not a fantastic three-point shooter, but he's an unselfish 20 points a game scorer that plays defense on an intense level in every game he plays. He'd also fit in well chemistry-wise with Curry and Draymond Green. the New Look Warriors lineup would be Steph Curry, Buddy Hield, Jimmy Butler, Draymond Green, and Trace Jackson-Davis, with Jonathan Kuminga, Kyle Anderson, Kevon Looney, and Lindy Waters off the bench. It's not the perfect fit, and the shooting would be a worry, but it would still be a great team. Like I said before, we don't know, and I don't think they know, if they want to go into a rebuild or still think they can contend for a title.
Wiggins is
in this
so
package,
appreciated.
they get both. Andrew Wiggins is having a bounce-back year, and to start the season, he's had one of his best starts since joining the Warriors.
Staying aggressive as they've gotten healthy again with Jeremy Grant in there. Shot clock at 1. Pajemski to beat the buzzer, and he got rid of it in time. Shot clock off, final 5 seconds. George trying to stay with Steph. Pajemski 3 to end the half, and he got it!
Contest by Shake Milton, Minnesota rebounding, trying to rebound out of that zone.
Crossover and the reverse. Oh my!
He's back. Not too sure if they're too eager to trade.
Slow-mo in the teeth of the defense. The lead is 20. He drives. Finds Moody. Down it goes. Moses Moody makes it a 1-point game.
See, Phillips is doing that Mike Brown defense. Multiple guys on Steph, and so you get a 4-on-3 and you beat him.
Curry's at 5 threes and is 9 of 16, and he'll jet down the lane and stop from 14. Wiggins parachuting in and slamming it home.
Jaquez to be their sixth man moving forward. The third team I'm going to talk about has also been reported to be very interested in trading for Jimmy Butler. It's the Houston Rockets. In this trade, the Rockets get Jimmy Butler, and the Heat get Dillon Brooks, Reed Shepherd, Cam Whitmore, a 2027 and a 2029 Rockets first-round pick. Just like the Thunder, the Rockets are another young team that is up and coming, that are competitive for the most part, and can beat any team on any given night, but aren't title contenders just yet. If they land Jimmy Butler, I still don't think they'll be contenders just yet, but they'll be closer to what they are now, considering their team is still super young with no playoff experience. The Rockets don't lose much in this trade, other than Dillon Brooks, who's a little younger and a little worse than Jimmy Butler. They do lose 2 young players that haven't shown much to start the season, but they both have potential to be something in this league. The new Rockets starting lineup would be Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, Jimmy Butler, Jabari Smith Jr., and Sengun, with Amen Thompson, Tari Eason, Steven Adams, and Jock Landale off the bench.
Butler gets a screen from Duncan, gets to the paint, gets the bucket, and a trip to the free throw line.
Western Conference. It might not look like a lot to get back from a guy that took you to 2 NBA Finals and is a 6-time All-Star, but he's on the last year of his contract and will leave you in free agency. They get back an elite perimeter defender and a guy that has transformed his game into a viable 3-point shooter, which is very rare in today's game. 2 young players and 2 first-round picks, which would start their much-needed rebuild. Cam Whitmore hasn't got off to the best start this season. He spent most of the season in the G League so far, but last year, in his rookie season, he played 47 games, where he played 18 minutes a game and scored 12 points. He shot 45% on the field and 35% from free. They also get Reed Shepherd, who hasn't looked great to start the season, but it's his rookie year. Though one whose game relies on the free, translates straight from college, he's one of the greatest 3-point shooter in college history, and I have no doubt he'll be an elite shooter in the NBA, especially with the Heat's ability to turn players into elite-level role players or stars. Their new starting lineup will be Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, Dillon Brooks, Haywood Highsmith, and Bam. with Terry Rozier, Jaime Jaquez, Reed Shepard.
All right, withdrawal action here for Alpiece. See if he can create.
No look to Brooks, cutting reverse layup.
Before the video ends, there's one more team that I want to talk about. That's a sneaky landing spot for Jimmy Butler. That is the Memphis Grizzlies. In this trade, the Grizzlies get Jimmy Butler, and the Heat get Marcus Smart, Brandon Clark, Vince Williams Jr., G.T. Jackson, and a 2026 first-round Grizzlies pick. There are a lot of teams in the association that have good enough squads that can compete with every team in a random game in a regular season, but don't have good enough squads to compete with the best in a 7-game series. The Grizzlies are one of them, and if they trade for Jimmy Butler, they can get way closer to lifting the Larry O'Brien trophy for the first time, barring no one gets hurt. A starting lineup of Ja, Desmond Bane, Jimmy Butler, Jaren Jackson Jr., and Zach Edey will get them to at least a top 3 seed in the Western Conference, surely. Jimmy will be surrounded by shooters, so he won't have to worry about his lack of a 3-point shot. The Grizzlies' depth won't be as good, but when you got a starting lineup, 3 potential All-Stars, and an elite-level shooter, depth won't really be a problem. You still have some good players coming off the bench, like Scottie Pippen Jr., Jake LaRavia, Jalen Wells, Luke Kennard, Sandy Aldama, John Concha, and even a guy like Jay Huff, who was bowling to start the season. The Heat shouldn't be headed into a much-needed rebuild, and this trade really speeds it up. Marcus Smart has been included in this trade due to his salary, and Brandon Clark will be a much-needed backup center as long as he stays healthy. The real reason Miami will take this deal is because of the 2 young 3-and-D forwards with a ton of upside in G.T. Jackson and Vince Williams Jr. G.T. Jackson has dealt with a few injuries to start his young career, but when he's healthy, he's got a ton of upside as a defender, and in his rookie year, he averaged 14 points, where he shot 42% from the field, 35% from 3, as the youngest player in the league. When he plays, he's only going to get better. They also get Vince Williams Jr., who's another player just like G.T. Jackson. He's an extremely good defender, who also has a 3-point shot. He's another player that has faced quite a lot of injuries to start his career, but when he's healthy, he has a big impact on winning. They also get a first-round pick in 2026. It'll probably be somewhere between the 20th to the 30th pick, but a first-round pick is a first-round pick. With the Heat's ability to turn players into stars and high-level role players, I don't think they'll be too bothered. The Heat's new starting lineup would be Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson, G.T. Jackson, Hayward Highsmith, and Bam Adebayo, with Jaime Jaquez, Terry Rozier, Marcus Smart, Vince Williams Jr., Brandon Clark, Nikola Jovic, and Khalil Ware coming off the bench. That's going to be the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. It will be greatly appreciated. If you want me to talk about anybody else that's likely to be on the trade block, leave a comment below.